Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you want to know what it is? Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And a very warm welcome if you just joined me on my channel, Nigel's View on Things. How you doing? How you keeping? I hope everybody's safe and sound where you are. And I think you could agree that was quite strange. Let's have a look at the original video, break it down and analyse it at the end like we always do. Video details, McLean's Ridges, 22nd of August 2017. If we look in the background, we can see these mountains being obscured by chemtrail haze, and it looks like somebody's just got a big bonfire on, or there is a fog rolling through the sky. And you can notice that we have something there. We'll look at it a little bit later, and we have our sun and sun simulator coming across the sky here, which lights this object up here. It appears on video at 1:25 and disappears at 2:55, so approximately 2.5 hours it's on video, and it lights up like a clock hand from top to bottom as it goes through the sky. What are we looking at? Is this a projected image, or is this a planet, or is this a lens? We can see colours going through it, so I'm going to say it is a lens, and you can see that the chemtrails are getting really heavy, and this just suddenly vanishes, and the bottom of it is just now disappearing. And you can notice how the skies suddenly come back to normal, like normal skies, and we have the redness coming through, just like a lovely summer's day. And our sun is just setting in the background with the sun simulator, and notice how yet again red it is, but the skies look pretty normal, but very chemtrailed in the background, as you can see. McLean's Ridge 2:59, I took a picture, and we're going to have a closer look. We're going to put it into GIMP and adjust the colour and the brightness. We've got colours running through this lensing system. You can see it just there, and I believe there's an object just there. Might be wrong, but yeah, there looks like there's something going on here. So we're looking at this object here. I believe this to be a projection and not a lens flare, because lens flares act in a different sort of manner, and we know that, and we've seen those many times before. You can see this object here, and it does look like a lens. They always seem to have a line or a couple of lines around the inside, and this reminds me of this, and I made a video. If people could see this, there would be chaos. And in the video we can actually see this spinning, but we don't actually see this spinning through the air, we just see it gliding across the screen. So my opinion, this is a lens. This is a projected image of a lens, and yeah, their technology is breaking down. The more they try to hide it, the harder it is becoming. And for me, is this a schoolboy error in physics, or you know, light refraction or whatever, or was this done on purpose so that we could actually see and have prior warning? But everybody else seems to be taking no notice. But something strikes me quite odd. Did NASA send one of these into space by chance? It just makes me wonder. Because if you look at this, it reminds me of this, and it reminds me of this. Plastic airball launched by NASA into space. That is the only answer for what we're looking at, I do believe. And what I've done, I've used two more filters, black and white and equalize, and this light that we can see seems to be emphasizing the light produced from the chemtrails and being collected. We've got this object up here, as you can see, and distortion that we can see through this, how bright it is right in the middle and on the outsides, how the light just seems to disperse. You can see the chemtrail clouds in the background as they go past. But I think that's quite an interesting bit of footage, because you can see it just dispersing and disappearing, and the clouds and the sky seems to go back to normal. Let's stick another filter on this, and what we're going to use is Equalize, which brings the colour, the brightness and the contrast up to the same level, and sometimes we get to see things that are very hard to see otherwise. So looking at this, you might be mistaken there's an object just there, but also there's another object. Let's slow it down and have a look, and it suddenly appears out of nowhere. Big red flash of light twice. Did you notice it? Let's replay it and zoom it in. And suddenly it appears to be 3 objects. There you go. And with this filter, what we can see the light diffusion in the sky pouring down, and that was with the Fresnel lens, and you can see it twisting and turning. It turns it into a great big kaleidoscope, and we've got our object just appearing as by magic just there. Nothing wrong here at all, is there, people? And what I'm going to do is stop the video just there and play you back what I've just seen, and something quite interesting pops up. Let's have a look. I'm playing it back in slow motion. Something grabbed my attention, and it's just here. You can see it going through the sky. For me, this was quite strange, and I needed to have a look at it, and after sticking it in the filter and zooming in, I can understand why I had... Well, I don't really know what we're looking at here. It seems to go in a circular motion as it goes round. And I'm going to stop it just there. Is it a ball? Or is it something else? Or is it pareidolia? Or... yeah, there looks like there's reflections just here. And they look like windows. Very, very strangely. And... we get that same sort of reflection here. Is that coming from this direction? Not really sure what we're looking at here, but it seems to have some form to it as it goes through the sky. And why is this just lit up? Is this a reflection onto this object here and it's spinning round? I just find it very, very strange how it is and how it acts, and it seems to go behind something there. Is that a cloud? Let's zoom in just a little closer and have a look. To me, yeah, it's just out of place and it doesn't look right. Zoomed in version, a little bit more grainy, but we still get to see what's coming. Here it comes through the sky. And yeah, just stopping it there, it looks like, well, yeah, is that further out in space? I don't believe that's behind the clouds, but you've got to admit that looks very, very, very strange. That's the only way to describe it. Big red flash of light going there. This goes round and round in a circle, and we get a flash of light just up here. And there you go. That should not be on camera. So when we're looking at this object here, which I showed you earlier, is this the same object? It has a flash of light on top, and what is going on just here? And you still don't believe me that there's something in the skies? Let's have a look at another clip. Let's look at Thorn Bay, South East. Date on the video is Wednesday, 9th of August 2017. Time on the video is 6 minutes past 7. Skies are red yet again. Let's zoom in and slow this down because it's quite interesting. We get to see some objects suddenly appear here, and I believe these are sky discs, and there seems to be more than one of them. That's a normal thing to see. You can see interaction going on here. There is a line that runs around the outside, and we get lines that run through this object just here, and that's normal in anybody's book. They're not trying to hide anything, of course not, and there's nothing in our skies. Just here we get to see another sky disc. Is this a reflection from this one down to here? Not really too sure. And we get to see this big red flash of light every morning, every night, and there seems to be, yeah, chemtrail haze in the background, as you can see, flying through the sky, obscuring everything, and we have this purple effect down here. And this is an absolutely normal thing to see on video. What you've got to remember, if it's on camera, it's got to be somewhere in the sky. If I take a picture of a house, I expect to see a house and not a house with a car. If I take a picture of a swing, I expect to see a swing and not a child swinging in the swing. So when I take a picture of the sky, I expect to see the sky and not artifacts like we've got here. What I want to do is make you aware of the water down here, and if we look up here at how red it is, and you can see it's red in the background and we've got a tinge of red going on, I'm going to stick it into a filter called Equalize, and as we know, the colour filter brings the colour, the brightness and the contrast all to a level and brings out stuff that we don't actually get to see. And we notice that this water is now extremely red, and we've got these petal effects down here. Yep, nothing normal there. Of course it's not. And we get to see our Fresnel lens system just there. You can see the obfuscation of light, how red this water is. That is absolutely normal. There is nothing in our skies in any way, shape or form, is there, people? And what I would like to say is, all those people in America that have been affected by Hurricane Harvey, you're in our thoughts, you're in our prayers. 17 trillion gallons of water, 3 meters of rain. It's just like watching a disaster movie unfold right in front of us. There's many things going on, people. Many things to be paying attention to. Much love, much peace, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.